Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hadley and this is Hadley's High Carb Kitchen. I just want to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot lately, which is everyone seems to be terrified of starch now or thinking that starch makes you fat. But I kind of wanted to give my thoughts, opinions, feelings on the matter because I really don't think that starch makes you fat. History has proven otherwise. I've also had people telling me that starch is glue or starch is paste, and it's like, yeah, you can make those things into paste or glue, I suppose. But our body has an enzyme called amylase for a reason, and that is what takes starch and breaks it down into glucose in order for our body to use it for energy production. So I don't know where that is coming from. I know I've heard some raw foodists say that as well. Sorry for the shaking camera, but I really, I don't know, like it seems a little bizarre to say that our body is just going to turn it into paste. Like I don't know if that means that it's going to bung up the system or what, but I do not have an issue with starch. I do not have an issue with evacuation now that I've gotten my pelvic floor issues all sorted. If you can kind of watch that gut issue video that I made if you want some more context into what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I've been seeing this, the whole sugar fasting, and while I think it's brilliant and I think it's great that people are possibly moving away from carnivore or keto in order to do this sugar fasting, we have to remember that we need to do something that is sustainable and is long-term and is a lifestyle. I don't have an issue with raw diets as long as you're able to get in sufficient calories and you're not restricting your calories or just not eating enough because there's not enough fruit available. That's kind of when it becomes an issue. Yeah, but like, I don't know. You have to kind of like find something that's sustainable, and just drinking sugar water all day or drinking juice all day is like, it's like doing a juice fasting. It's not something you're going to stay on long term. It's not something that really will give our body the kind of micronutrients that we need. I did talk about this in my video of how much sugar should you be eating a day. And like, I really do believe that we need whole plant foods or whole foods in our diet because we need that fiber, we need the water, we need the glucose or the fructose coming in order for us to be healthy and for our bodies to function properly. Not that I have like a huge issue with like sugar water before like a workout or something. It's just that like I've never been a huge fan of doing like quick fixes, like doing juice fasting or doing, I guess now it's like sugar fasting or anything that's like trying to give you the result of quick weight loss. I've never really been a fan of, because in my personal experience, it's always kind of backfired. And once you go back to eating quote unquote normally, you're probably going to put on weight, or you're going to be like super hungry for these like foods and you're just going to go to town, and you can't stay on just like sugar all day, every day for the rest of your life. Because like I said, you're not getting those macronutrients in, you're not getting those micronutrients in that you need, because while sugar is like a supplement, it is severely lacking in any sort of micronutrients, except, I mean, you got like trace amounts in like your maple syrup and your coconut sugar and that kind of stuff. But like, the point of this is to, like, in my opinion, the point of doing a high carb, low fat diet is for sustainability, for satiation, for just being able to stay on it long term, and be able to be fit, healthy, hopefully, your leanest self. But most importantly, you want to be healthy. And I don't think that really sugar water or just pounding in a bunch of sugar with no micronutrients is going to get you there health-wise. and I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys, I did consider the whole sugar water thing like temporarily, but I realized, you know, it is just a quick fix, and you know, it wasn't good for probably my mental health or my, you know, eating disorder mentality. So it's, yeah, it's not for me. And I don't think that, you know, obviously starch doesn't make you fat. I'd be pretty obese if that was the case. And I'm not, I'm not. I like eat a huge starch meal every night for dinner. Sometimes I'll even have starch for lunch. So, you know, and there's plenty of populations, like Asian populations, for example, they used to live on 90% rice before the 1980s. And if you look at the Okinawans, which are the healthiest, longest living population on the planet, they mainly eat sweet potatoes. So, you know, and they don't have a weight problem. Neither one of those cultures has a weight problem. So, you know, take that as how you will. But, you know, starch is not the problem. Yo-yo dieting and doing things that are not sustainable long term, and high fat diets are going to be the issue. So anyways, I just wanted to share my opinion on that. I hope you guys take very good care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.